So, you want to play 31 with your friends, but the problem is you don't know how to play. Don't worry, I got you. Alright, so to start, all these cards you see here do not play. Everything 8 and above do not play, neither do the division cards or the joker cards. So these, before you start, make sure to exclude them out of the deck because they do not play. They are invalid. Alright, so now we start the game. So what you want to do is that if your hand, meaning the player who gives out the cards, you give out cards to your opponents, to the other players. You can play this game with as many people as you like, just make sure that you have enough players. So, in order to give out cards, you always give it to the person to your right. You give the first card to your right, and then you go in a circle. So you go clockwise, and you give one every single time, until each player has exactly 3 cards. So let me show you. So let's say it's only 2. There's one person in front of me. So it goes 1, and then you. So you go in a circle based on how many players there are, always to your right first, if there's players to your right, until every player has 3 cards. And now 2, 2, 3, 3. So now it's done because every player has 3 cards. Make sure that the cards are always facing downwards. And when you pick up your cards, make sure that only you see them, not your opponents. Oh gosh, this is rancid. So right now, I have figure cards are always worth 10. So this Queen of Clubs is worth 10. So it's like a king of gold, hearts, everything. Every figure is always worth 10. So, and then you just do the math by adding. So 10 plus 5 plus another 5 is 20. So I have 20 in total. And now, see how I have a 5 of gold here? There are, what's it called? So when you pay, you put 2 coins in the middle. That's for the game. Then you put 2 for black pair, which I'll explain later. And then you put 2 for gold. So gold works by whoever has the highest card, the highest amount of gold. So this player has no gold. So in this case, I win gold because I have a 5 of gold and my opponent has no gold. Now let's say they have a queen of gold. Then they beat my 5 because the queen of gold is worth 10, which is double than 5. So if multiple players have gold, the card that is bigger in numbers takes gold. If you have 2 cards which are both gold, the card that is bigger in number always goes. The other one does not count. So I only put down the 5 and I keep the 2. I forgot to mention, there's 2 pairs. Besides black pair, you put another 2 coins for red pair, which I'll also explain. This is a black pair. 4 of clubs and 4 of spades. It's called black pair because even though these 2 are different symbols, they are both the same color. They're black. And now, in order for you to get a pair of black, the numbers have to be exactly the same. And so does the color. The symbol, this is clubs and this is spades, does not matter. It just has to be the same number and same color. Oh god. This is a red pair. This is 3 of hearts and 3 of gold. So this would go in for the red pair. Now, there is a certain rule that applies to both pairs, both red pairs and black pairs. And that is the rule of majors. So here I have a red pair, 3 of gold and 3 of hearts. So I place it down. But now my opponent has another red pair, and this is Jack of hearts and Jack of gold. So since jacks, all figures are worth 10, and this is only worth 3, they win the red pair. If your 3 starter cards are all in total worth 22, that is an automatic win. And also, just so happens to be that this is a red pair with the jacks. But either way, this is 22 because 10 plus 10 plus 2 is 22. Aces. Aces cards are pretty unique because the way an ace works is that it is worth 11. But you can also be worth 1. You can always change the number, whether it's worth 11 or 1 at any time. While you're shuffling the deck, there's also a little thing called cut, which is where you stretch out the deck to your opponents, and they take off a piece of the deck, and that goes on the bottom. It's like if they're shuffling it, but only once. In order to win, you have to get to the exact amount of 31 with your cards, hence the name 31. So, if my 3 starter cards are 14, or really any number that is not 22 and under 31, I have to work my way up by getting to, I have to work my way up to 31. So, for example, if I'm not hand, if my opponent is hand, they will ask me if I will take. If I say yes, they will give me an open card. So now, what was this, 14? So 15, 16, 17, not enough. So I asked for another one. Now I have 27. Now I'm getting pretty close to 31 here. So so you can choose to fold. To fold is to stay where you are. So I'll say I stay. So now the next player the hand player will ask the next player if they want to take. Now, if there's only 2 players, then the opponent will have to open their cards. So let's say I folded, right? So now my opponent has to open their cards. So they have an ace, a jack, and a 3. So from there, they have to work up their way to 31 if they don't already have 22 and stuff. And the first player to get to 31 wins. If you ever go past 31, you automatically lose. There's also the rule of 8, which is where you get exactly 8 cards that don't take you past 31. Getting 8 cards is an automatic win. In most card games, there's always a method of payment, unless you're playing without money. And from what I know, it's usually coins. So, if you ever run out of money, you automatically lose. So, for example, if you run out of all your coins, you're done. You lose. There's also 3 cards where your 3 starter cards are all the same amount. So symbol and color does not matter. So 5 of hearts, 5 of gold, and 5 of spades is 3 cards and is an auto win. The only way to beat 3 cards is by having 3 starter cards that are more than the amount of your opponents. 3 aces is the biggest. Nothing beats 3 aces. Having 3 aces is an auto win. No matter if someone else has 3 cards, whatever. You win because you have 3 aces.